Welcome to a presentation of the Albemarle County Draft Climate Action Plan. In this video, we'll walk you through key parts of the county's first phase of climate action planning. This video has two parts. First, we'll offer some background on the development of our climate action plan. Then, we'll walk you through key points of the structure and organization of the climate action plan itself. Let's begin with some background on Albemarle County's climate action planning. In 2018, the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors identified climate action planning as the #1 priority in its 2020 to 2022 strategic plan. The strategic plan is used to set the priorities and to focus energy and resources to move the county toward its overall vision. In October 2019, the Board of Supervisors set community-wide targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The targets include a 45% reduction of emissions from 2008 levels by the year 2030 and reaching zero net emissions by 2050. Those board decisions built on a foundation of past actions. Key activities included collaborating with the City of Charlottesville and the University of Virginia on a climate action planning process and signing on to the We Are Still In declaration. This declaration is an open letter from U.S. local and state governments, businesses, and other organizations affirming their intention to support the Paris Agreement goals to fight climate change. Developing the climate action plan involved the collaboration of many individuals and groups. Multiple county departments were involved. Local partner organizations and subject matter experts contributed, and community members had opportunities to participate throughout the process. Community outreach included several large public events and a series of subtopic meetings where we shared information and gathered valuable input. The first phase of the county's climate action planning process will conclude with the County Board of Supervisors adopting the plan. And now, on to the overview, in which we will walk you through key points of the climate action plan, including the overall purpose and our phased approach, in addition to tips on how to read the plan, with our hope that you'll read it and share your feedback with us. The overall purpose of this plan is twofold. First, the plan seeks to reduce community-wide contributions to global climate change. Second, the plan simultaneously seeks to advance each element of Albemarle County's vision for a thriving, vibrant community for all residents. Albemarle County is undertaking its climate action planning in multiple phases. Doing so will allow for immediate implementation on actions we can take now while we further develop more complex initiatives. Phase 1, the focus of this video, includes a framework of goals, strategies, and actions to support Albemarle County's emissions reduction targets. It also identifies immediately actionable steps we can take to reduce emissions. Thanks for hanging in with us. Now, let's get to how to read the plan. In this plan, we are consistent in how we use the terms targets, goals, strategies, and actions. Targets are the numerical reductions of emissions we are striving to realize. Goals, strategies, and actions denote how the county hopes to achieve the targets. Goals are the highest and broadest level, while strategies and actions increase in focus and detail. We've structured the framework of the Climate Action Plan so that all the actions we take will lead towards our targets. We've organized all the strategies and actions into 5 groups, representing major sectors in which the community can reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The sectors are transportation and land use, buildings, renewable energy sourcing, sustainable materials management, and landscape, natural resources, and agriculture. And now, a quick look into what you'll find in each of the sector chapters. Each sector chapter in the Climate Action Plan has a similar organization. First, you'll see a list of the sector's goals and an overview of the group of actions. We also share co-benefits connected to each sector. These are likely benefits to the economy, community health, and local natural environment that go beyond contributing to climate change mitigation. An example of a co-benefit in the transportation sector is better local air quality from the reduction of vehicle exhaust. For each sector, we further discuss how actions might affect equity in the community in 3 ways: who provides input, whether benefits of new services are accessible to everyone, and where the financial burden for climate action falls. Albemarle County is committed to developing and implementing a climate action plan that is equitable and beneficial to the whole community. Following that, each sector contains a table of actions grouped into strategies. To help organize implementation, we assign an implementation timeframe for each action. Actions labeled immediately actionable can be implemented now. In fact, some are already underway. Actions labeled initiate planning will require more financial and staff resources. The county will begin planning these actions now because they will take more time to produce results. Actions labeled assess opportunities are the most complex and require further consideration. Phase 2 of the county's climate action planning will include developing these actions in greater detail. Next, we'll provide an example of one action in each timeframe category. To aid comparison, all 3 examples come from the transportation and land use sector. Increasing public information about bicycle and pedestrian safety is an example of an action that is immediately actionable. We can start doing this now. At the next level, Albemarle County can initiate planning to increase the public availability of electric vehicle charging infrastructure on government properties. Planning for this action can begin now, but it will take longer to see results than the previous example. Finally, Albemarle County can assess opportunities to increase affordable housing options in areas served by a variety of transportation options. This action is part of long-term community development. Okay, you've reached the end of this video. Thanks for watching this introduction to the Climate Action Plan. Now, we invite you to read the draft and share your feedback with us at www.publicinput.com/7926.